What's the name of that movie that came out last year about the black boyfriend and girlfriend that accidentally kill a cop and go on the run?
Queen and Slim.
Queen and Slim.
A movie I saw in the theater, which contains one of the top 5 most bonkers sequences I have ever seen in a movie. Shit you not. All right. I'll put a time code in the description. Spoilers for last year's
I need to know what this
Queen
is.
and Slim. So Queen and Slim is about Daniel Kaluuya, and the lead actor,
It's not
the lead
about him, but he's in it.
the actor Daniel Kaluuya. I'm setting the table here, right? I'm doing some build up here, okay?
I'm sorry.
So actor Daniel Kaluuya's character, let's call him Slim, is on a first date with the female lead, who is a first-time actor. Her name escapes me, but let's call her Queen, right? So they're on a first date. It doesn't go very well. He's, like, very Christian, and that's very off-putting to her. They just don't have a real, like, relationship. They're on their way home. They're pulled over by a cop. It says a lot about contemporary society, is that, like, the two biggest shocks in the cinema of the last, like, the 3 most suspenseful moments in a movie of the last, like, 5 years all feature cops showing up around black people. See also Get Out. But, so this escalates as it does, and to defend her, essentially, Slim shoots the cop. It's caught on the dash cam footage. They go on the run. It becomes like a nationwide manhunt. They become celebrities to a certain extent, like a Bonnie and Clyde sort of situation. That's what it's compared to. But it's not a great analog, because they are not bank robbers going town to town committing crimes. They are just fleeing the law for self-defense. And the entire time they're just, like, still not getting along. And we get to a sequence of this movie after about an hour of these two not being into each other, showing, not expressing themselves physically with one another. These two get down to business in a car. And it is, like, full ass. You don't know how there is not actual penetration taking place. Just one of the most gratuitous fucking sexual scenes I have ever seen committed to film. This is intercut with a young boy that they had met at a mechanic. The mechanic was black, and he doesn't support what Queen and Slim are doing, but his son really does. And his son shows up to a local race riot. That is the only way to quantify what is happening. It's just a small town and a race riot has broken out because of Queen and Slim's, like, it's directly tied to their status as, like, criminal icons. The way the movie frames these, like, things sparking up nationwide. This kid goes up to the front line and pulls a gun on a police officer. The police officer takes off his mask. It's a black man. And he says, "Kid, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt anyone. Please go home." And the kid shoots this cop point blank in the face. And it is timed exactly to the frame with Daniel Kaluuya coming. It is timed to the implication of the film is that these two acts are tied together. Him coming inside a woman and this boy shooting a cop in the head. Anyway, that's what happens in the movie Queen and Slim.
I'm wildly confused.
As well, you should be.
I was like, so far this sounds wild, and then you said the last bit, and I was like, what?
And it, like, shook me. I didn't like the film overall. There were parts of it I really enjoyed, but I think they squandered what is kind of like an A+ premise and just didn't make a particularly good movie out of it. But that sequence will stick with me to my dying day. If I develop, if a flesh-eating virus takes my brain, that will be the last thing to go. It is forever ingrained inside of me.
Just burned
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I'm sorry, everyone.
Wow.
But now you
I'm
know a little
so
bit more
intrigued.
about Queen and Slim. I mean, if
So
it
glad
shows
I
up
learned
on
more about Queen and Slim.
if it shows up on some
This is a
streaming
fucking
service,
podcast about Community. How did we get here? I don't understand. Kevin.
Jace, you act like this isn't fucking normal.
I
This
know,
isn't
but
par for the
just
course.
feels different. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels different.
It's because I've never seen Kevin so vehemently upset at what he saw
It's
in
like
a thing that
it's
had
like
no
I'm
forbearance on the actual thing.
Brought us to this point.
I saw it like basically a calendar year ago at this point, and I remember every frame of that sequence.
And this is the first time someone's let you talk about it.
since like I think
And a therapist.
I go to like all my holiday parties are with a bunch of like film dorks. So like the last time I
Okay.
spoke about this was probably at a Christmas party. And I just, it all came flooding back when someone mentioned Queen and Slim. Oh, this is Advanced Community Studies, a podcast about the American television comedy community. I am one of your hosts, TV's Kevin Lanigan. Oh god, everything about Queen and Slim just drove 100% of Community quotes right from my brain.
Yeah, you strategically dumped everything from the back of my head.
I've flushed, like, I've forgotten so many important details, but I remember everything about Queen and Slim.
Can't remember what you ate for dinner 3 nights ago, but you're like, this one movie? Oh, I'll tell you about it.
Oh boy, yeah, I can describe it to you in intimate detail. I'm afraid. I'm TV's Kevin Lanigan, and I believe that humankind need not be governed. That's what I got for you.
I literally don't even have a quote. What's up, y'all? My name is Jace. I use they them pronouns, and I just fucking I can't.
I might have ruined this podcast.
This episode's gonna suck.
Look, we
so
spent like
much.
20-something minutes talking about like campy fucking superhero movies, and we decided no, there's been enough superhero content on this show as is. You know what we're gonna do instead? We're gonna spend the first 20-some-odd minutes talking about a very, very strange scene, and I can't.
In Queen and Slim, a movie not a ton of people saw.
Right.
But I the superhero thing, it's starting to become like the Harry Potter thing for me. It's like, read another book. But the Queen and Slim...
We were talking about DC this time for like the first time maybe ever.
That's fair.
I don't know. You know my name, you know my pronouns. I don't have a quote for you because I'm overwhelmed. Caleb?
I'm the daddy host, and as Jace has just said, my Christian name is Caleb, though I do not go to church. I don't know why that's going to be on my tombstone.
I do not go to church.
The last week of my life has been crazy, raising a 3-year-old at home, and I am trying to find a graceful way to add this quote. So I'm gonna say it could have been. Nope, it's too dark. It's too dark. I was gonna say raising a kid takes time, gasoline, and matches, and that's just really fucking dark.
Oh no! Oh no, Daddy!
Especially because we have your upcoming paternity leave on the schedule. You know, like this round 2 is a coming.
Here's the thing. Kids from age 0 to 2.5 are really fucking easy. They can't really do much.
Yeah,
apparently
simple.
When they turn 3, they make a deal with Satan, and they're like, "Yo, I'm gonna just fuck shit up," and it's like, "Cool."
Oh, you're
right.
in the terrible twos now, aren't you?
No, my daughter's a 3-nager, which I've said enough that the irony and awfulness of saying it has worn off of. I've become accustomed to the awful taste that is in my mouth after I say it. The dad jokes are so deep within me that I've got some I'm saving. I've realized this week.
Ooh.
Like,
wow.
Eventually, when I get
The reserve.
when we're able to go outside more and I'm able to get like more in shape and relax, I'm gonna say it's my HD re-release, which is my hot dad re-release.
Oh, that's exquisite.
Good.
Oh, that's
Right? Right?
Yeah,
Right?
that's the HD.
You folks get to hear about that early, but that will be used on people a lot later in my life.
A preview. I like a sneak peek. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Comic-Con.
The saving grace of my fitness currently is that we just got like $150 exercise bike in the living room right in front of the TV. So, I just get right off work, I hop on the bike, and I'm like, where was I in Thor Ragnarok? 30 minutes in, sweet. Gonna do another 30 minutes of Thor Ragnarok. Goes by instantaneously. Today we started Casino Royale. Oh, it's the best strategy I've ever come up with, and if you do like...
getting a workout in? Yeah.
Yeah, and like I used to, for like the last, 5 or so months, I would get off work and start drinking. And that, believe it or not, had sort of an adverse effect on my body and physical health. And even after now, a week of the exercise bike being in the house, I feel 100 times better. I just feel so renewed. Because it used to be like, oh, I'm off work, sweet. Drink Witcher 3 or whatever game I'm in the middle of. And now we're making some progress here. Casino Royale just dropped on Netflix, so that's the next one. That's our project, babe.
Yeah, Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace left HBO for Netflix.
3 short workouts of Casino Royale, baby.
Casino Royale is very good.
Casino Royale is the good one. Yeah, it's an excellent film.
The good one. There's only one good one.
The only good one. Hey,
Skyfall, but it's got its problems.
I like Skyfall. I thought it was like completely enjoyable when I saw it in theaters in 2012, and I just haven't had the desire to like go back, except to like watch that dang cinematography. It's a beautiful film. It's a beautiful fucking film. But Casino Royale is like, it took them 20 tries to make a good Bond, but they like nailed it with Casino Royale. They like really fucking nailed it.
It's really good. It's really good.
I am nowhere near committed even remotely enough to James Bond to even start. I just don't.
Casino Royale is the only one. Like
just that. Daniel Craig. Just watch those.
No,
it's okay. It's also okay if you never want to.
When they came out.
It's also totally fine if you never do.
Casino Royale dropped in 2006. I don't honestly know how old
I was
you
11.
Are. Yeah,
I
so
was
probably not the target demo.
Probably
not the target demo. But would recommend is essentially where we're gonna end up here. Cool. Just before we segue into tonight's episodes, I spent my dinner this evening watching the Gillian Jacobs directorial collection. I watched all of her directorial. I think they're interesting. I think we have an interesting filmmaker on our hands.
What are some examples? I didn't even realize she had directorial.
So she has one on the horizon, which is a Disney Plus original. She's doing an episode of Marvel 616 and talking about women in and behind comic books, which, sure, that's exactly my shit. Sounds excellent. Preceding that, we have a 2015 documentary short called Queen of Code, currently available for free and legal on Vimeo, about a woman whose name escapes me. I do apologize. But she was a huge she was the person who, through her contacts with the Navy, made it so that we could communicate with computers in the English language. We didn't have to learn complex mathematical formulas to communicate with computers. We could make speaking with computers a common language, and she was pulling that off. It's like 15 minutes, really well cut.
Oh, the Queen of Code?
Queen of Code. Really well cut, really well put together.
Where is that on?
Vimeo, but totally for free and legal. I've linked to it on our Twitter recently. Earlier today, if you wanna check that out.
Sorry, no, I just realized you said this is Gillian Jacobs?
Yeah, she directed that in 20. So the year Community ended.
Am I just now figuring out that she's a huge fucking nerd?
Yeah, she's a big dork. Which you should
fucking
do.
Awesome.
Yeah, which is cool. So she directed that, which is it's a really well cut, well edited doc. And I'm very particular about like the way that documentaries are put together, and she's really, really skilled at it. So I'm excited to see where this goes. And then she did a horror short. It's like 10 minutes, starring Danny Pudi. Danny Pudi is in it.
No shit.
And it's called The Curator, available free and legal on YouTube. I linked to that on our Twitter as well. And I think, there's something there. I think she's probably, as a fiction director, her tastes would probably lie better with, like, a family drama, but it was an interesting enough, like, horror short for being, like, a 10-minute short. She has a really good, like, natural understanding of how to frame things, where to place important objects, which sounds like using faint praise, but that's the really basic shit that so many people fuck up. And I could follow everything that was happening in this short. So I'd recommend that, again, like 10 minutes for free.
That is the weirdest compliment. I knew what was going on, so good job.
But how many fucking horror movies have you watched where you're like, what's going on? What's happening? Who is this?
Excellent.
And I am always really in favor of praising, like, when someone has the fucking fundamentals down. And I feel like I'm in good hands. Like, someone that knows what they're doing. And I'm excited to see where her directorial career goes from here. I don't know about long said, but one of my weird ideas is that the Community movie should be essentially in 4 parts. And the Russo brothers should do 1 part, Donald Glover should do another part, Alison Brie should do another part, and Gilly should do another part. And
has Alison directed stuff?
Episodes of Glow, yeah. And they're, like, really fucking good episodes of Glow. Like, she's really good at it. And I don't, like, no one would back that movie going that way, but I think we would get a very interesting movie out of it. Because those are, I guess, 5 interesting directors with different perspectives. And I would like to see what they could bring to it.
We haven't talked about Atlanta on this show, have we yet?
Not
we haven't
really
even,
at all.
In this episode, we
I
haven't
didn't
even
even
talked
finished
about
the first season of Atlanta.
For real?
Yeah, I lost my Hulu membership when it was first out, and just haven't had time to go back to it yet.
I understand. I haven't seen the second season, but it's very, very
phenomenal.
good. It's really good shit.
I watched, like, I think the last episode I watched was, like, the 3rd or 4th episode when he tries to take his girl to dinner, and he has to ask the waiter, like, how much the market price is on the thing that she wants.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, you broke, nigga? It's like, ooh, I've been there. I know what that's like, though.
He did some really exciting. It's like, okay, it's like what Twin Peaks wishes it was.
Oh shit! Fucking. Boom! Just shoot it. Just fucking putting 2 between the eyes of fucking David Lynch.
But it's like there was something just like. I can't put my finger. I like Twin Peaks. It sounds like you don't like Twin Peaks. I
really
do like
did.
Twin Peaks.
Really did.
I do like Twin Peaks, but like Atlanta takes that same kind of just like surreal, what the fuck is going on, but also I know exactly what's going on. It just crushes it. It's just so good. I love it for sure. But we should probably at some point talk about the episodes.
Yeah. No, I think it's time. I think we've nicely segued into that. So let us begin with season 2, episode 17. We're cruising, y'all. We're cruising. Intro to Political Science, directed by Jay Chandrasekhar, written by Adam County, with the imminent arrival of Vice President Joe Biden. Greendale must elect a student government president, and so they have themselves a little election. Also, Abed has a sudden burst of compatibility with a woman we'll never see again, to quote Jeff Winger. And, boy, we've talked about this idea a few times before, but boy, this is an episode that hit different in 2020. Boy, this one hit a little different than it did in 2011.
Yep. The whole time I was like, this episode was great. Oh God, I hate how relevant this is. Just leave me alone.
I think the thing that does it for me is how Joe Biden went from a beloved figure at the time to a confusing figure right now.
think of the difference
But at
between
at the same time, Dan Harmon writes Joe Biden as like a yawning, farting doofus in a limo.
Right, but the thing is when Harmon wrote him like that when this episode came out, it was to be like, haha, there's this guy that we all love. We can poke fun at him because there's a general consensus of who he is. And right now, there's just such a different kind of context around his presence that, like, when you do that, it just... I'm sorry. Caleb just like disappeared and then reappeared. It just totally caught me off guard.
I left the call for some reason. I hit a series of keystrokes, and it was like peace, and I was like, "The fuck?" Sorry, please carry on.
Yeah, it's
I'm a distraction.
It's just really odd looking at it now and being like, "Oh god." This is just like the way that we thought about this man is just very different than the way that we did when this was
I mean, at least here he's a buffoon. You know, it reminds me a lot of, forgive me, how George W. Bush is portrayed in the first Transformers movie, where he's, like, always off-screen and eating Hostess cakes. He's like, oh, man.
Do I need to rewatch the first Transformers
No,
movie?
absolutely you don't. But there's a scene... What the fuck are you saying? No. But it is the only decent one, so if you have to rewatch one Transformers movie, I guess do that one. But there's a scene that takes place...
The third one's better.
Okay. There's a scene that takes place on board Air Force. I didn't see the third one. I stopped at the second. I was like, I cannot with this anymore. But the first one, I remember being kind of alright. I'm sure it's horribly jingoistic in ways I don't remember. But there's a scene that takes place on Air Force One, and the little skittery robot, the one who, the bleeble blobble, you know, like, I'm a little guy, I talk in bleep blop language. He sneaks on board Air Force One, and we see George Bush, like, really occupied with his ho-hos. He's eating some Hostess cake ho-hos. And we just see, like, his socks and, like, I think him framed from the back. So that's all I got for you. It just was really reminiscent to my...
I don't remember that at all.
How can you remember anything that happens in Transformers? Like, there's a scene in that movie where Bumblebee pees on John Turturro. Like, how can you remember anything that happens in that movie?
Wait, is that...
Yeah, it's
that
fucking...
one, or does he pee? He pees on John Malkovich,
No,
too.
he pees... Oh, well, he definitely pees on John Turturro. And Optimus Prime says... Bumblebee, stop lubricating the man. So that's our recap of Transformers 1, directed by Michael Bay, from 2007.
Are you Ladies Man 317? That's the other one.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good bit. But intro to political science. I can't remember how directly Harmon was specifically commenting on the most recent election would have been Obama-McCain. It is interesting that the election does come down between a peppy, youthful black man and an old, wrinkled, raisin white man. And
I say that was the first comment I wanted to make about why this episode depressed me, is that it was a young person that I like and an old person I hate, and they both had dumbass stances. It was pop, and I was like, cool politics.
I think it's apropos that South Park wins this, because this reminds me so much of South Park's politics, that, like, the worst politics you could have is caring about anything. Nobody means anything, and the best, that is the South Park ethos, is that the best thing you could do is not care, man.
The strongest takeaway for me is the fact that when South Park wins, the dean makes it very clear that this is not the first time that South Park has won a school election. And to me, it's on par with just, it happens in so many movies and TV shows where just the punchline is again, right? It's just, and everybody laughs.
Yeah,
you know. But like that moment is just, to me, it's like, look, no matter what happens, right? It's something is not working, like something. It's just that's the kind of most profound element to me. It's just like, look, this is all bullshit.
You know, this episode is fine. It's not a favorite. It's not a least favorite. It's gonna be like right in the middle of our rankings, I think, at least for me. But there is some incisive political comedy hidden in here. It's just not with Magnitude and Leonard. Like, Jeff coming in and being the old fogey who just wants to put down the young idealistic newcomer and says nonsense phrases like he just reverses,
this is America.
Yeah, he just reverses his words. I think 9/11 was bad, and I think freedom was a little better than that. And like, do you think Greendale is dirty? There is, I think, a lot of incisive political comedy in Jeff Winger's role in this episode.
But I think also in Annie's role, I think Annie also plays a really decisive perspective on the corrosive nature of political system. Like, Annie kind of exists in this world where she's good intentioned from the top, and quickly, because of the presence of Jeff Winger, right? The folks like that, career politicians is what he's representing. Because of their sheer existence, he forces her into a position where it's no longer about the issues, it's about winning. And that is the key core flaw in like the structure. We refined ourselves into a two-party structure. This is outside of the show, but like two-party structure that, essentially relies on the idea of you have to win, right? And it's not about getting stuff done, and it becomes this whole thing. And that's I think, I'd like to think, I'm hopeful, dare I say it, that's starting to sort of crumble.
One would hope so.
Which was zeitgeist, is that starting to be like this fucking ridiculous.
Sure. I have a little bit of pushback against that, only in that, like, I don't disagree with you. I just feel like Annie being the one that would mudsling feels so out of character and wrong. And, like, I get it. It's supposed to be Jeff pushing her to do it. But, like, as a metaphor, I think it falls a little flat, because most oftentimes the idealists that try to fix or want to actually change things get mud slung at them and refuse to play ball, and therefore can't field a team. And like, we've seen that a lot out of idealistic politicians that are like, let's change things, and then people are like, you're fucking dancing as a senator, and it's like, what the fuck? What? That's what we're gonna point out now.
I don't think it's like characteristic for Annie to do that, though. I think that perfectly fits into Annie's like overachiever. Because whenever Annie does make these massive mistakes, and let's face it, she does. It's when she's trying. Pretty frequently. It's when she's trying desperately to be the best, right? Mm-hmm. She takes the whole, she takes the Model UN thing way out of hand.
Oh my God. That's the beginning of season 3.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We're right on it, though. We're a few weeks away. Yeah.
And it takes like, what is it? It takes like Abed and
Troy.
Troy basically to be like, to bring a sense of levity to it, and then she goes, oh, this is so stupid, right?
Uh-huh.
But like, for her to get caught up in the idea, she's like, her ideals get lost. That is something that we're only now starting to, because look, with the newer movements, right, with like AOC, like the Squad, AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, like these folks, these are the ones that are going like, hey, here's the deal. We are going for what we want, and we're going to kind of push back against even our own party. Yeah. And this is it's a fairly new phenomenon to be reaching this kind of mainstream success. I hesitate to say.
I think you're
like
right on
that. You know what I mean? Like, so that to me, if we look at the time period that this was made, that is a perfect representation of. Maybe it's the Democratic Party. Maybe it's just political parties in general. Like, it doesn't matter what your perspective on good politics is, or good policy rather, because politics itself is its own thing. But like, it's so easy to get caught up in the system when you're passionate about doing something and you believe something. It's really easy to get caught up in trying to get that done no matter what. And when you're in a toxic system, it's damn near impossible to exist within that system and subvert the system simultaneously.
Absolutely.
And that's something that was a really great commentary then, and is still a really great commentary now. We have slight outliers. They're not extreme outliers, but we're starting to see some sort of shift. But that's also because we're facing fascism. Yay!
Yeah, as much as I'm still, like, lukewarm on this episode, Annie's story makes a lot of sense to me, right? The student council, the student government position is opened up. She runs for it immediately because she wants to make effective change. She wants to get the mold out of the East Stairwell. She wants to find justice for the ass crack bandit. Like, she has ideas that she wants to get pushed across.
Wait, is this the first time we hear of the ass crack bandit?
This is the first, and I don't think it comes up again until Bad Boy comes back in season 5.
It's amazing.
This show is fucking bizarre. But she shows up. Her closest confidant, Jeff Winger, fails her immediately. Like, he screws her over regarding the flyers.
He takes the duct tape and just does the whole
incredible
pad.
bit. He doesn't dump it in the recycling bin. He tapes the whole pad to the wall. Incredible bit by Jeff Winger. Also, I really love that he's playing pool with some random woman. There's just a woman holding the other pool cue. She is not anybody. She's not Shirley. She's not Britta. She's nobody. And it's very funny to me when we walk in on scenes with the main cast and just fucking extras. Annie gets up there. She does her speech. She gets the great read off the applausometer. And then Jeff comes in again to specifically undermine her. And then the voting bloc lets her down as they turn on her ideals when some smooth-talking lawyer shows up to steal the show. And I think it is a problem with America's political system that so many of our political figures are fucking lawyers before they are politicians. And so that system fails her. She gets caught up in a dirty system and quits. And says, I'm done with this. And the system also fails Britta, because now I'm a parody of myself, and I have to mention Britta at all times, that, like, she gets on stage, she says, mankind need not be governed, we can think for ourselves, and nothing, the crowd is not receptive to it, because
nothing
what they want more than anything is the I can have a beer with him politician. And it fails all of them. And there is some insightful commentary in there. I just wish we got more. I wish they would just commit to it whole hog. I wish they would just go in.
To know what channel did this air on originally?
NBC.
This was NBC. Oh, well, it's okay. So it's NBC, right?
Yeah.
You can't look, NBC has their political commentary.
Mm-hmm. And at this same time, like a contemporary of Community, 30 Rock is making its own, it's throwing a lot of fucking cabbage at everybody, right? Because you have Jack Donaghy, the uber Republican, you have all of these, like, crunchy hippie liberal, like, Liz
Lemon, the neoliberal just mess, right? Like, they totally do that. They got that, but also, like, what? I mean, you can't go too hard in, because then you take away SNL's bread and butter.
Right, and then, like, the contemporary of another contemporary is fucking Parks and Rec, who, like, their main character
literally
idolizes Joe Biden. Joe Biden appears on the show as himself, as, like, a platonic ideal of what men are capable of being is Joe Biden. And it's I don't know. It's an interesting thing to try and wade through, like NBC's politics in 2011.
I mean, to me, it just kind of reflects the innate relationship, especially at that period, with celebrity and the political system. Like, it's and we can even reflect on it in just, like, the way things are. Like, we exist in a democracy, yet somehow where the functionality, the ideal is that anybody can be president, but we also exist in a country that has political dynasties, right? We've got the Bushes, we've got the Kennedys, we've got the Clintons. These are families, right?
Yeah.
That's a bizarre concept. If we really grapple with that, that's bizarre, right?
Yeah,
that
it's this weird monarchy. Like,
it's because the entire
why is it bizarre? That's how the world's worked for, like, millennia.
Sure, but it's
Powerful
bizarre.
families.
It's not. I shouldn't say
In
it's bizarre
theory,
because
we're
it makes
not
perfect
supposed
sense.
to work like that. Like,
But it
in
is
theory.
exactly it's a source of cognitive dissonance to simultaneously hold the ideals in your head that America is about anybody can be the president, anybody can get elected. It's about the people. We the people are the governing body. The people are the ones with power.
Right.
We elect who's there, and then to simultaneously exist with dynasties, right, where it's not us the people. It's these specific families that have established power within themselves. It's the wealthy. It's the elite. Whether it's the left or the right, which I hesitate to say that we even have a fucking left in this country, but that's a different conversation entirely. The point is, it's a bunch of cognitive dissonance, and I think that's also what this episode does really well. Is it puts you in this constant state of cognitive dissonance because it's like you're like, oh, because Annie, she's the first one to start slinging, right?
Right, like, Jeff throws some verbal barbs, and then Annie dredges up, like, this shameful dance video from Jeff's past,
Right.
which was oddly prescient of, like, future political things that would happen.
Right.
Yeah, who would have thought that would be how we would...
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. If AOC becomes president, I will apply to be in the Secret Service. That is like the only politician that I will like go to bat for. Although speaking of Secret Service, we haven't even mentioned my favorite plot line of this episode.
Oh my god!
Abed and the Secret Service woman is so delightful. I love
You
it.
always have another thing going on in the background? Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, great.
And this features Eliza Coop. She only has one appearance on Community. I wish we had gotten this character some more. It would have been hard to contrive, but I love Eliza Coop because at this
Bring
point,
her back for the movie.
absolutely. At this point, she's fresh off Scrubs, and then she's transitioning to Happy Endings, which shoots on the same fucking studio lot as Community. Like, they are neighbors. They use some of the same sets. Just bring her back. Come on. You can figure it out. Come on. But anyway,
we want it. We all want it.
it's delightful. We're all for it.
To be honest,
I think
I
there's
like
something
Abed and
really
Brie
pleasing.
Larson.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, I think Abed is the only one where every time he has a partner, I'm like, I like her. I like her.
Every
Yeah,
time
sure.
it's good. Every time
it's
good.
good. Jeff, I'm like, oh, God,
Right.
Britta, you're like, why? Troy, you're just like, I'm confused. Are you okay? Abed, I'm like, I like this. I like this.
When
for him.
he
Except
gets
for that
into
one
the
girl that
relationship,
flips out her scooter when she leaves.
well, that was and that's only
But that
to
was
like
set up
show
for
you
him.
Brie
He didn't
Larson.
pick her.
Yeah, that's
Right,
only to
right,
show you
right.
Brie Larson. And I love the deaf girl in season 5 that he like starts learning sign language for.
Oh,
She's
and
great.
then Britta fucking
Yeah, ruins it.
turns her on him.
Yeah. And that's good. I do like the Brie Larson. I mean, it's only 2 episodes, but I like the Brie Larson dynamic that happens in those 2 episodes. Unfortunately, they cast Brie Larson as she was exploding. Like, at the exact last possible time you could get Brie Larson to do 1 episode of your sitcom, and then she just explodes, and it's all over.
Yeah, sure.
But it was good. Anyway, this episode's fine. Interesting
There's
Pierce
such
stuff,
a sweet
I
moment
guess.
at the end of it with Abed leaning into the lampshade to communicate.
It's
Just like
nice.
talking into the bug. It's hilarious, but also brilliant. Also a great, very subtle hidden nod to the fact it's like, look, the FBI is fucking listening to you. All right, just get used to it.
Right. What are you looking for? Fertilizer, PVC piping. You don't have any. Do you wish I did? Oh, man.
Just.
That's a
And
good-
then the announcement he makes on y'all know me. I love Troy and Abed. I love their relationship. The newscasting thing,
All
that bit
good.
that they do, precious. It is fabulous.
Can I get another apple juice? Freshly squeezed this time, or so help me God, Maurice.
It's so good. We get
It's
to see
good.
a really exciting, like, whenever I love when we get to see Troy play diva. It is one of my favorite things. It
It's
doesn't
really
happen frequently, but when it does, it is chef's kiss, and this is probably one of the best moments of it in the entire series.
It's really good.
It's very, very...
The polls are showing 50-50 split on Greendale's campus between Jeff and Annie. But keep in mind, this has a 98% margin for error. Also, we don't know how to do margins of error. We asked 2 people at a vending machine. It's all good. That's the best bit, is that, like, I love that we're at this point in the show where we can just cut away to Troy and Abed, and it's going to be funny anytime. It doesn't matter. If you set these 2 characters up, it's going to be good. And I love it. I respect it. Shall we segue to the next epi? Are we tapped out on this one? Let's. All right.
Lettuce, tomato, bacon.
Season 2, Episode 18, Custody Law and Eastern European Diplomacy. Directed by Anthony Russo, written by Andy Bobrow. Shirley asks Jeff to have Chang sign away his parental rights to his possible baby. At the same time, Troy and Abed make a new Eastern European friend that Britta immediately tries to bone, and it doesn't work out for anyone because somebody's a war criminal.
I'm sorry, I was giggling that entire time, because right before you started listening into it, Caleb had this moment of just... it looked like he left this planet and was...
Yeah, it was because you said lettuce, tomato, and bacon, and I wanted to kill myself.
Nothing wrong with a BLT, baby. Nothing wrong.
No, there's
with it.
not. But when you use the first ingredient as a segue, it made my spirit just stop.
It's like you were like, I need. It was like someone on a rock climbing wall that has no fucking clue where the next foothold is. You were like, where am I? How do I get onto solid ground?
See, you're correct. I was on a rock climbing wall, but what I was looking for was just my fucking exit, and I couldn't find it.
I couldn't kill myself fast enough, so I guess I'm stuck here.
This is so fucking dark. Holy shit.
Welcome to 2020, where it only gets darker.
Yeah, absolutely. So
this is a great
Speaking
episode,
of
though.
dark,
This
let's
is
talk about a guy that makes hats from babies.
okay. Can we shout out the best bit in this episode right away? Which is Britta saying, "What guys have I ruined for you?" And trying up and listing off like 10 dudes in perfect sync. Little Kyle, tall Kyle, Jeff. I haven't ruined Jeff. Oh, Jeff nipple play winger? No, he's fine. We still hang out with him all the time.
Right here.
Best bit of the whole episode.
Also, her trying to sing
Britney Spears.
Christina Aguilera's "I'm a Genie in a Bottle." And hit me with your genie bottle, rub it all over me. Troy's like, I'm uncomfortable.
It's
a great episode. I love this book.
I love this B plot. I have some notes on the A plot, but the B plot, no notes. I wish we had gotten more of, like, Britta ruining Troy and Abed's good times. Like, this is fertile ground that we don't tap. It's so funny. You know, shout out guest star Enver Jokaj, the only guy to play, like, 2 roles in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It's true.
Wait, what?
Yes. He's a cop. We talked about this last episode.
Yeah.
I think he's a cop in Avengers 1. He's a young cop with an older cop when they're fighting in New York, and then Cap's like, go do this. And the guy's like, why should I listen to you? And then Chitauri come down and he kills him. And then the old cop who was like, why should I listen to you? Is like, what? And turns and says exactly what Cap said. He's the cop standing next to that guy. And then I don't know the other one, but
he was a main cat. He was the primary love interest for Peggy Carter on Marvel's Agent Carter.
Oh, right.
Which was a good little show, especially the second season where they figured out that they were an action comedy. Once they were allowed to do that and didn't have to fit like the spy espionage tone, it's really good. Also, Haley Atwell as Peggy Carter is a really good performance in a really good part.
Yeah, it's great.
And you have like Dominic Cooper as young Howard Stark. You have the original Jarvis. It was a great little show. I think it's not streaming anywhere.
Wait, is the Jarvis
currently.
that shows up in Endgame the Jarvis in that
From
show?
the TV show? I was so
Okay.
happy, dude. That was the only thing. Okay, there were two things in Endgame that made me fangirl harder than seeing Jarvis show up. One was Yvette Nicole Brown showing up. And the second was Thor picking up 2 hammers. 2 hammers! He had 2 of them!
Wait, when did he pick up 2 hammers?
In the final fight somewhere. I think before Cap gets Cap gets 1 hammer, Thor gets 2 hammers. And it's a good bit. It's a good bit.
That's shortly followed with him going, no, give me that one. That one's mine.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I've only seen Endgame once, and it was over a year ago.
You keep the small one.
Yeah, but it was good. Anyway, good bit. But yeah,
I had no idea that he was. I need to watch Agent Carter. Apparently,
yeah,
I know
watch
people
Agent Carter.
Is it on Disney Plus?
That show got canceled.
Did it finally make it to Disney Plus? Because okay,
I thought
y'all.
it was.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. got like 8 seasons, and I have nothing specifically against Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but Peggy Carter was by far the superior show. Was leaps and bounds ahead. And Enver Jokaj was really charming as he was either a soldier wounded in war or he had polio. But anyway, he walks around with these crutches the whole time. And he's just really good and really charming and makes you understand why Peggy Carter would feel a man is worthy of her. But it's good stuff.
Yeah, I need to watch that show.
Anyway, Community.
Yeah, this A-plot. What are your notes for this A-plot, Kevin?
It's not even specifically this episode. It's that Shirley has so little agency in her own pregnancy subplot that every time it comes up, it is either a Chang plot or a Jeff plot or both. And isn't this episode 90% better if it's about Shirley actually communicating with Chang or not using Jeff as an intermediary? Because we don't need Jeff at the center of every A story on this show. We're past that at this point.
Right.
That shouldn't any of these Shirley pregnancy episodes actually be about Shirley? She gets the resolution at the end of the episode, but
yeah,
she just.
I mean, I honestly
she's a
think
quest
they just didn't
giver
really know
to
what
Jeff
do with Shirley for so long.
Well, this was their chance.
I know but that's what I'm saying. They've always struggled with Shirley, which I mean is it's not surprising. That this team struggled to write a complex black woman as a character in the show. She's got great moments, but they basically use her for bits.
Yvette is always good.
Always good. She's a fucking rock. She does her damn job and she crushes it every time. But there's definitely a bit of a writing gap there. It's they write her for bits. She doesn't have much of a character. For the longest time they were like, oh, well, what's Shirley's thing? She's like, oh, she's like a family mom. That's her thing. But we don't know anything about her children, and then we see them for one episode
in season 1, and then they are in.
Even then, it's not about her relationship with her kids. It's about the relationship from her family to
Abed's family, right? And then we don't see them again until they're singing. They're singing an a cappella cover of Radiohead's "Freak" in the Ass Crack Bandit episode. These Elijah and Jordan are not big characters, and I don't know. Maybe y'all feel differently about it, but this episode feels wrong because this should be about Shirley and Andre working with Chang, and instead it's about Jeff getting Chang to move off his couch. Am I off base? I don't know. But that's how it feels to me.
Sure.
You can still do the bit about the saws. It's a good bit. I'm sick of confiscating saws. It's a good bit. But
my favorite bit, I think, from this episode, honestly, is when he comes out of the cell and he's like, I learned a lot. Did you know you can make an ashtray out of a cigarette that snitches forehead? And on Shirley shakes her head and Andre's like, yeah. She's like, what? It's
great.
So good.
It's very funny.
Subtle.
I watched this twice this week to, like, make sure I, like, had notes, and, like, man, that's funny both times. And then it's immediately followed up with Chang coming out of the ducks and being like, I'm sorry to you, Officer Baby. Another
Also,
very
the officer
funny bit.
gives him back his running nipple guards. He's like, here's your pasties. And he's like, they're nipple guards. And he's like, sure.
Nipple guards were, like, comedy du jour around this time, because the Office also does a nipple guard bit, with Andy's running nipple guards, and so that must have been something that was either new or, like, comedy writers just found out about it because it was the hottest.
It was a new take on an old trope, which is, like, I mean, first of all, nipples for some reason have been feminized. I don't know why.
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
But the idea of, like, a man needing to protect his nipples is funny because we're laughing at a traditionally, potentially feminine
This episode
aspect.
goes hard on Jeff's nipples because we also learn that Jeff is into nipple play, which is an important aspect of his character.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we go really hard on Jeff's nipples. Jeff nipples are really, like, the focus of attention. They're very alert this episode.
I mean, honestly, like, we didn't have, oh my gosh, what's his name?
Vaughn?
The other one, Vaughn. We didn't have Vaughn's nipples to make fun of. Thank you,
right, because
Kevin,
Vaughn was on fucking NCIS New Orleans or some shit. So we didn't have Vaughn's nipples to make fun of anymore. So it's Jeff's nipples time. We must simply make fun of someone's nipples. But I don't know. The A kind of ground me down, but the B, no notes. Very funny B plot with the
no notes.
With
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. No notes. My quote I now remember was going to be, like, Britta's, like, elongated when she's machinating her plan in her how about we do.
It's so good.
I think the reason why this B plot works so well, it's actually, even though I would love to see a lot of these things that are discussed as happened in the past, the success of this episode is predicated on the idea that we've established Britta ruins all these friendships, and they're potentially great friendships. And the one that we see confirms that, but it's the one that's actually the most complicated in that he's actually a fucking bad dude. Because,
right.
like, and it's just
so fucking good, dude. It's
because
so
the one
good.
time she's like, no, I can't ruin their friendship. It's like, dude, no, this is not. And, like, they're kind of a little bit disappointed that they didn't tell her. She didn't tell
There's
him.
a difference between telling us that our friend likes nipple play and he likes to make hats out of babies.
I also like how this plot suggests that these characters live rich, full lives when we're not around. Like,
Sure.
Britta is frequently showing up and stealing possible new dude friends and boning them. I love that, like, oh, okay, there's a suggestion that, like, there's a lot going on here that we don't see. And that's a subtle thing.
That's
and I
a
really
fairly
appreciate
new
it.
development, too, in the show. That's not something that they really leaned into too much,
Right.
outside of the, like, Abed has a separate plot development that's happening outside.
Shirley's friend Gary, like these these people that we never see, but
Right.
are alluded
They're-
to.
It sounds there's a little bit. It's part of it is like, I mean, they've established it a little bit. They have the room to play. I'm also sure that some of these have to do with having been on set for a season and a half plus with these other actors. Like, they probably come up with, like, inside jokes, and the characters are developed, and they've come up with, like, character stuff personally, and so they throw them around and they make jokes, and then the writers hear them and they're like, that's great, let's play with that.
Sounds
and they have the freedom to either turn it into something or straight up just be like, or we could just, like, make a reference to their personal life and never address it. And it's really exciting because there's this new depth to the characters that only comes with time, and it's exciting to see that that's happening right in a pivotal moment. We just had a run of some of the best episodes in, like, the whole show.
100%. There's a prime stretch, and I feel like these episodes almost kind of suffer because they're right in between some of the best episodes the show will ever do. So, like, perhaps time and resources or energy are being allocated to intermediate documentary filmmaking or critical film studies on either side of these 2 episodes, you know? And so it's like, I don't know, we need to fill an episode. We got to do something with the Shirley pregnancy storyline. So let's, I don't know, Chang something, and that doesn't get the same attention as, like, the elegant, intricate details of some of the episodes that surround these, you know?
I mean, if there's one thing we know about contextually, the way that budgets in this show have worked, it's that they will sometimes throw all of their money at one thing and then try and figure out later on, how do we stretch out our minimum budget to do a few more episodes, right? The pillow fort and blanket fort documentary fight, that was purely
to save
out of, like,
money.
we don't have a budget. We spent all of it, and they made it work. Brilliant, pastiche, fabulous episode. But, like, it just shows that, like, this is a show that had to make it work sometimes.
Yeah, and both of these episodes pretty much entirely take place in locations we already know. Like, the political science episode takes place entirely in sets that have already been built. The lunchroom, the study room, the janitor's closet, and this episode, with the exception of the police set, which I guarantee is someone else's set that they just needed to film this one scene in the interrogation room of, like, this episode also takes place entirely on sets that already exist. And that's fine. Like, that's something shows have to do. And I think other shows like fucking Arrested Development or whatever have spoiled us to, like, oh, we're going to all these different places. But, like, if you watch the first 3 seasons of Cheers, everything takes place in that bar, except for, like, oh, here's 2 scenes in Sam's apartment. You know, we're not going.
Look at Friends. There's the 2 apartments and
the cafe,
and that's
over
basically
and
it.
Over again. Yeah, and that's fine. That's the process of making TV. So we're not knocking it as a negative.
You have to do that sometimes. Yeah.
And I think these are both fine episodes. They're just not all timers for me. But there's good bits in both of these episodes that I like a whole lot, and most of them are Britta and Troy and Abed. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about most episodes. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all.
I'm like, oh, there's other good stuff in here.
Jeff has his shit going. Pierce shows up for a little bit in this episode just to be an asshole to Vicky. Not this episode, sorry, the last one.
The political science.
In these 2 episodes, he shows up in the politics one. Is he even in this second one?
He's at the baby shower where he talks about being Jewish personed out
This is
of
around the time
being able to say certain words.
That's right. And
Jesus
Andre's
fuck.
like, yo, you can't say that.
It's a good bit.
Yeah,
but
that's very funny. I
that's
forgot
it.
about that.
This is totally around the time where they're like, can we just fucking get rid of Chevy? Like, they're actively just like trying to push him out,
you know,
at this point.
So between 21st century romanticism and intermediate documentary, Chevy was supposed to take an episode off. You know, he'd been asking for it for a long time. They have him pass out from pills on a park bench with the intention that he will not appear in the next episode. Chevy finds out about this. Chevy gets mad about this, that they're, like, writing him out of an episode. And so he comes back in intermediate documentary fucking swinging. Like, he kills that episode. He really does. And the episode doesn't work without him testing everyone in that way. And I do think he also is good in the political science episode. And then he's going to kill it again in the paintball finale. And
wait, but so did he ask for a date, an episode off, or did they just want to give him one?
He had been kind of, like, threatening it for a while, and they found out that, like, he was not contracted for as many episodes as this season was. He was, like, 1 episode short on his contract. But for some reason he got mad when he found out he wasn't going to be in the next episode. So that's why we get the hospital documentary episode, like, right after that. And he comes back with this sort of renewed zeal for the rest of this season. With the Shirley's birth episode, with the flashbacks episode. Like, he kind of kills the back half of this season. And it's, I think, because he was angry and he was trying to prove something. But that doesn't mean he was any better to work with. So, like... by the
I
time
highly doubt he was better to work with.
Right. So by the time we get into season 3, and like he's with the main cast as little as they can possibly make him, this is sort of like the real swan song for this character until season 4, which I think does some good work in the Pierce department. Like, accomplishes some legitimately tricky stuff with that character in some episodes.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the state of the chase at this point in the show. Shall we segue into rankings?
Let us.
Thank you. Sorry,
Tomato
I've
bacon.
been rambling so much this episode. I'm going to ignore what you've just said, Jace. I'm going to ignore
I
it.
just broke Caleb again.
I will not give you the time of day.
Except you have already by saying such.
Damn it! The first end tag we're going to rank is Abed's date, quote unquote, with Secret Service member, which is.
You should say date when you're coughing less, because it sounded like you said Abed's taint, and I was gonna have issues.
The first tag we shall rank is Abed's taint.
Whoa. I to explain myself, the reason I just started cackling is because every time you open this list and the words Dr. Doogie Seacrest are right there in front of me, it always fucking sends me. I don't know why. I'm Dr. Doogie Seacrest. Just kills me. No.
It's a good bit. That's why it's still in our top 10.
It's a great bit.
It's a good bit.
For me, this one, the one we're talking about, the date, Abed's taint. It's less funny and more genuinely touching and cute.
It's
and
really
like
cute.
It's silly. It's not funny. It's silly and cute, and I love it. If it were a teddy bear, I would spend so much money on it. It would just bring such joy and comfort to my life. Absolutely. I don't even know where, because how would you rank it? Because it's
versus
it's
like
totally
Christmas Troy.
Right.
Like, where does it relate to these
or
other
the Pierce
tags?
poop wrap. Like how do
it's
you
not better than that. It's not better than that.
No, it's not. But how do you compare? Like
he has a big poop breakfast with a glass of beer.
It's like Abed speaking into a lampshade. You know, how does that compare to Troy just going slut? Like you can't. They're very different.
They're different animals, and unfortunately, we must. I'm afraid that we must.
I'm sorry. I just need to point out that like you saying Abed's taint fucked me up the whole time Jace was discussing whether or not this deserved to go anywhere.
You've never thought about the taint, have you?
No, because every time they kept saying like it's cute and I want to spend all my money on it, I kept thinking about a taint.
Is cute. I want to spend all my money on it.
And Jace, I know that's not what you were doing, but
how
my
do you
stupid
know?
fucking brain. No, I don't know. I honestly don't. I don't. Both hands are up already. I do not have any right to say what you meant.
I would spend $1,000 on Abed's taint, and I'd do it again.
Fucking time you did it. I was like, yeah, sure. We can talk about taints. That's fine because my brain's just dead right now.
So the question is, do we rank? Because so much of this has been like, which one gets us the most? Which one's the fucking funniest? And this one isn't the funniest one by a long shot. No. It is less funny than probably all of them, but I love it.
It's really nice, and I really like it.
Yeah.
So like,
it kind of,
I don't know. We're kind of.
It gives me the warm fuzzies in my heart. Abed's taint puts a warm fuzzy feeling in my heart in a similar sense.
Abed's
to
taint
Christmas
is so
Joy.
sweet.
Why did that get me? Sweet is not the word I would use to describe it.
I'm hoping that will
Jace,
end
fuck
it.
you.
I am hoping
Kevin, you're
this.
bisexual. You should know that taints are not sweet.
No, they're not sweet, but like, I don't know.
Huh?
They salty.
Caleb, your child cannot ever listen to this podcast.
I can't wait until she does.
when she stumble onto Daddy's computer. What's a taint?
Fucking know me.
Anyway, what I was
What an episode. What?
It tickles me in a similar sense to how Christmas Troy gives me a nice form.
That's kind of what I was looking at. Was around Christmas
was
Troy.
he feeling?
If
That was not on purpose.
if y'all do not get your collective shit together, I'm going to rank this without you.
Kev, this is your fucking fault, so calm down with your Queen and Slim fucking anecdote. This whole episode is off the rails.
I do think
you just fucking blew it off.
I do think I kind of ruined the episode.
As you should, because you did.
Well, next week,
literally
moratorium on Queen and Slim talk after that. We're done.
You don't say.
done. Kevin, I don't think any of us were intending to.
No, we were talking about movies of Black Cruise.
I did not bring up Queen and Slim. I did not. That was not me.
And it was in a conversation.
No, you're right, Kevin. You didn't bring it up, but you're the one that fucking went there.
Someone needed to say it.
No,
nobody.
Actually, not from an actuarial standpoint.
One of us needed to, and it fell on me. The duty fell to me. The duty of Abed Saint fell to me.
Boy, did you make duty out of it.
That's right. Yeah, so if you didn't like this episode, so sorry. Christmas Troy in the mornings. I am looking in this area around maybe a puppy parade.
Oh, okay.
In this network.
Oh, interesting. You know what? Puppy Parade is actually kind of similar in that it's not like super funny, but it's a nice warm. It's definitely above Puppy Parade for me because I think it makes me feel better than Puppy Parade makes me feel.
Show.
Papa? Do I want Abed to be happy with the Secret Service lady more than I want him to be happy on this morning TV show? That's what this comes down to. What if it comes down to
bifurcated
it and split it between
Rich
and
the morning?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And that, dear listeners, is how you compromise.
Date with Secret Service is what we're gonna.
We are egalitarian.
We're gonna shorthand this, and then the second completely forgettable end tag is oh, look at all these screens today. We don't talk to anyone. We're just looking at screens.
Wait, what is this end tag?
It's all of them sitting around the table looking at phones or computers completely silently until Abed said, "This was fun," and we're leaving.
This was fun. So
I don't like this one. We're looking at like Dildopolis level for me, baby.
It's less than.
I love this one because it happens to me so much.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore because the world's ended.
Sure.
But like back before, it was the end times.
It feels like old people being mad that we all have so many screens. That's how it feels to me.
You're not wrong.
Which one is Trader Audition? It's our last one right now.
They are auditioning for Starburns to be in the same study group as Jack Black and Owen Wilson.
Oh, whoa.
I think actually it would be
I think we're above that one, actually.
You think so?
I think this one does. I think it does. Which one's crossword?
They're doing a crossword, and the answers are the study group's names.
Oh.
This is about the same level of, for me.
I think I like this one better because it is below Dildopolis. It is between Dildopolis and crossword for me. That's the chunk.
Somewhere in there, a 37, a 30. I will give this end tag this. The like shot where they're like circling around to every member of the study group, that's deceptively hard to pull off, and they pull it off very smoothly. And that's some technical aspects I must give them credit for.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess that's better than YMC Chang. So under Dildopolis, let's put fucking.
Yeah, I could be down with
low right now.
put Abed's Taint under Dildopolis.
Are you seriously calling it Abed's Taint?
No,
it's just a different one.
Yeah,
this is a different one even. He's just bringing it up to antagonize me.
Screens, man, screens. That's what this one is called.
Screens, man, screens.
Screens,
wow,
man, screens.
This is written in fucking code.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, Jace.
I'm not gonna...
What would you call that? What would you call it?
I never said I was any better at naming.
Hold on. We need to address the just indignity. that Kev came at you with
I'm
just
sorry.
there.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Chase.
What would
I'm
you
sorry.
call
What
it?
would you name it? What's the most we've been dating for 6 years and wish we hadn't been voiced.
This
I've ever
is
heard.
either, and I swear this on the fucking Holy Bible, this is either the best or worst episode we've ever recorded. I earnestly don't know.
One of
I'll get back
two
to you
things.
when I'm editing this on, like, Monday.
You're gonna be
Oh,
like,
speaking
I
of
thought
which,
you
did you ever find that thing I said that was glad nobody paid attention to last episode?
you gotta bring it.
Yeah, it was a little muffled. It was something about wanting to be the beam between Jake Gyllenhaal and Henry Cavill. It was something about you wanting them to Eiffel Tower you.
I didn't remember it. That's very funny. Okay.
And, like,
Now my
who
daughter can't listen to this.
who wouldn't? I mean, like, I
The
ask you,
finals talking.
That's it.
I ask you, who wouldn't want that to happen?
Okay, you did hear it. I didn't know.
Yeah, I found it.
Yeah.
All right.
I missed it. So it was a reveal for me.
Jiminy Jillikers, the episode rankings. All right, we're starting
Did you
with.
say Jiminy
I
Jillikers?
did.
God.
I-
Yo, we are tired. We are clearly
We
sleep
are
deprived.
We are worn out.
We're 25 weeks into a fucking quarantine.
Yeah,
We have
it's-
every right to be.
God.
Insert the fucking gif from Antichrist where the fox says chaos reigns. So political science. I'm looking on here, and it's not. I may be looking at the new number 25 below romantic expressionism, above aerodynamics of gender. I'm somewhere
Remind me
in
what
this.
both of those are.
Romantic expressionism is, I've explained this episode to you literally
I
100
know.
times.
I can tell. I always forget this one.
Is the group is watching Kick
Way to go,
Puncher.
Kev, just being cool and describing it for them instead
Yeah,
of
I
just
kept
making them feel like a complete
Okay, I had a descriptive tag after this episode that said what it was because I explained it to Jace so many times, and I took it off prior to this recording, and I regret that immediately.
I can guarantee you Kev took it off because the last time he looked at it thought, this is a little passive aggressive. and then you asked anyway, and so he just gave you the passive aggressive that
Watch it.
We're
All right,
all
you can
dying.
see me
whole
typing.
group
Watching
is slowly
Kick
dying.
Puncher. Troy likes Annie is what happens in that episode.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And then
Keep that there because romantic expressionism does not fucking sound like that.
it's not very descriptive. You're right. And then aerodynamics of gender is the secret trampoline / Hillary Duff.
What a fucking weird ass.
Those are the two things that happen in that episode.
I would actually. put
It's
this
true.
one-
It's just
I would
funny.
put this one slightly below aerodynamics of gender.
Yeah, because the Joshua is racist reveal is better than anything in this episode.
Oh my god! What?
But I'd probably put it above drug play. Probably. Celebrity pharmacology.
Oh.
Ooh, thinking about doing a little lower.
No, lower than celebrity. I didn't even think about that.
Pharmacology.
No. Shank's performance in celebrity
It's very
pharmacology
good.
is
It's very good.
so good. Yeah.
So then we're on to psychology of letting go. Pierce's mom dies, and the girls have a little oil wrestling fight.
This can go above that one for me.
Papa?
Is that also the one where they carpool with fake Jesus?
No, we haven't gotten to that episode yet. You've done that exact same confusion before. You've done.
Wait, I thought that was the same episode as Pierce's mom dying.
No, that's studies in modern movement. # Annie's move.
Okay, so Kevin just fucking hates us this
Oh,
episode.
No, I don't hate you.
What I do is I
I'm
mix.
kidding.
I don't
What I
hate-
do is I mix that up because in the episode where Pierce's mom dies,
There
Troy and Jeff and Pierce are in a car. together.
and there are not a lot of scenes on this show that takes place with characters driving in a car.
Right.
And I mean that seriously.
And I-
Like, there aren't.
And
I conflate that.
Troy's 21st birthday.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. With
There's Troy's birthday, the move, and
Yeah.
Pierce's mom dying. That's like the only card.
okay, so I'm fine with this.
The
No, go ahead.
KFC spaceship.
Right.
Is technically in a
Technically in a car.
tech.
Technically in
Yeah.
a car. All right, so politics above that, but below drug play for everyone.
Yeah.
S2E17 intro to
Chill.
political science. Now this one I the next one, custody law. I don't know where this one's gonna go. It's probably about the same for me, honestly.
I could
maybe squeak it a little higher.
Yeah, I like it more than political science.
I probably do.
I don't like it better than celebrity pharmacology, though, so maybe it's just above it.
Dang! Alright, that works for me. Let's do 18, custody law, and Eastern European diplomacy. Community, get your episode titles under control, please, and thank you.
You would think at some point we would decide on a scoring rubric that would make this so much easier than...
You mean like...
Because it's going to get worse. It's only going to get worse.
It is only going to get worse. Are you talking about, like... Okay, say, for instance... Alright, everything early 21st century romanticism and up is the A section? Is that kind of what you're describing?
No, I mean like a quantifiable as we're going through the episode, giving points to things the episode does, and then putting that on a plot chart that puts it in a spot. And I'm not saying that as like
a
we should
literal
retroactively
scoring system.
I'm saying we've missed out on our opportunity to do this.
Oh, I see. It's past tense. Dust in the wind.
I'm not potentially instill one moving forward and just kind of...
Yeah.
You don't think we could instill one moving forward and just kind of like retroactively guess for the rest of them? Like take
no
do a score. No,
I think the scoring system is handy when we had like physical education versus comparative religion. They're both excellent episodes, and we literally was like, okay, which characters have a better plot in each one, and like mathematically determined it. I don't know if I'm all right with that for like every single one. But it's handy in a pinch.
On the games that I review, so I wouldn't. Yeah,
I'm fine with
kind of betray the chaos that we've found ourselves so wonderfully placed in.
Absolutely. I mean, the chaos is part of it at this point. Like, the chaos is endemic to the three of us being on a microphone together. This one was perhaps a little more chaotic than most, but it's also not as grossly out of character as we think it is while we're recording it.
Oh my goodness.
Excellent. So, segueing nicely into the plugs section. I have been a bad podcast guest, and I haven't plugged my appearances on other shows on this show. So to do that, I was on an episode of Bitter Jurors, where they talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I was on an episode of that a few weeks back. You can find that. I talked about The Storm, which is an excellent episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I was also on an episode of the AP Bio podcast, talking about the excellent, now Peacock original show, AP Bio. So you can check me out on a very recent episode of that. And I will cut my plugs off there. Also watch Gilly and Jacobs' directorial efforts. They're all free right now. So do yourselves a favor. I'll try and link them in the show notes. And check them out. That's all for me.
I don't think I have any plugs right now. I'm so delusional. I don't know what it is.
Nah, I feel you.
It's just there's something about this week that's just kind of losing. You know what it is? It's because I've spent the past 3 days nonstop reformatting a script that I've been working on for over a year, and I've been up late and then waking up early for work and doing that. My brain's not working. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter at JACENZIEV. Yeah. I don't know. Daddy?
One of these days it will not hit me like a sack of bricks. I don't know, man. You can find me wherever you want to find me, man. I'm being weird. Yeah, at Lubwub on Twitter. I make game stuff because I'm a huge fucking nerd, dude.
Nerd?
And, yeah, like, that's it, dude. I'm like a bro and a nerd at the same time, I'm realizing, as I grow up. I played baseball and I drink kombucha.
Yeah, dog. You're as Miley Cyrus sang, you're the best of both worlds. Tune in next week.
It applies to my skin color.
Well, that's true. Tune in next week where we are talking about 2 of the weirdest fucking episodes this show will ever do, and I'm very excited about it. These are interesting episodes to talk about. And normally I would ask you to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. This might not be the best episode to do it immediately after, so like wait until one where we're like very focused and insightful and direct, and then
this is the episode that while recording it, we're like, this might ruin us, but then later when we do a panel, people are like, this is our favorite one.
Yeah, 100%, because it's just like,
Oh
it's
God,
fucking
is that how
nuts.
this works?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so. Sometimes, like, you want people to like the really academic ones that you put a lot of work into, that you're proud of what you said, and actually the ones that people like are the ones where you laugh about doo-doo farts for like 5 minutes. And it's just... it's
You said doo-doo farts.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just the
Right.
way of it, I'm afraid. So, I don't know, if Communicon ever comes back and we go and we do something, I can't wait to hear about fucking Queen and Slim. Oh, boy. I just
I'm so.
can't fucking...
I would like to formally apologize to everybody that listens to this podcast for my accidental introduction of perhaps one of the worst things that's ever happened to the show.
was me describing the plot of a movie I saw.
How did that get us? Somehow it did.
But until next week, we shall say, pop, pop.
Pop. Doobity-doo. 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 Doobity-doo.
That's honestly the perfect rendition to send off this particular episode of the show. My God. This has been a Talkback Podcast.
That was quite a show.